So I woke up, decided I immediately needed to make an unwise purchase, and I decided to go ahead and do so. Now, I was searching on AliExpress yesterday. As you guys know, I've been kind of like researching, doing a little bit of extra work in the background, and trying to find not just like Bionicle knockoffs or Lego knockoffs, so to speak, but rather like custom models specifically. You can find basically anything on AliExpress and other sites, but I specifically wanted to find something that used Bionicle pieces, but was not a Bionicle build, or at the very least was not just a rehash of a build that we'd seen in the past. And as you guys saw in a previous video, I did see something. Now I'm waiting for the price on that to go down because I do not want to spend 70 bucks. I don't want to spend even like 35 bucks or whatever on it because I don't know what the quality is going to be like. But I did find something else I did go ahead and buy, and it's not Bionicle. It's not Lego. It's not even a bootleg of those things. It's an official original product. It's a model kit. This is not something that I normally do, but I saw this and I thought it was really cool. It looked great, and because I'm sort of working with the Bara Magna Expansion Project right now, I'm working on that project, I figured it's a good case study, I guess, to sort of experiment and take inspiration from, while also maybe even modifying some of these parts because it's very small. Let's go ahead and actually show it to you real quick. It's not here yet, probably won't be here for like the better half of a month, but it looks like this. I thought it was pretty cool looking. These are quite sick. These are the Number 57 Manhunter R fossil. As you can see here, the brand Number 57 is a thing. I had never heard of it because I'm not in the model or kit making community, but there's a lot of people like in the Gunpla, that make a lot of like kits, and these seem to have pretty good reviews. Granted, they're quite expensive. Thankfully, I found them on AliExpress. Even more thankfully, I got them with free shipping, and I got a welcome deal on them as well. So it is 18 bucks, around there after shipping and taxes and stuff. And so I was like, all right, I'll take the dive. They're really small. This looks pretty cool. It looks like there's a lot of stuff going on here because this is a 3-in-1 kind of thing here as well. So you get all three of these, sort of, the parts to make any of the three. That said, though, it was still close to 20 bucks for a model that's going to end up being about 4 inches tall. They are small. And the reason I wanted to go ahead and experiment with these, the very first one I saw here was the Triceratops, which we're going to hop over into now so you can get a better look at it. And I thought it looked absolutely great. First of all, I already have a slot set aside for my 2011 Bara Magna expansion, whatever, that's in the future, but for a Triceratops elemental beast, right? So this caught my attention immediately, but also that axe. So there's a member on my Discord server who has been making a lot of custom models for a long time using, I believe, their own custom parts, but also custom parts from a lot of different parts packs. And normally I can appreciate custom pieces for sure, but I don't like to heavily rely on them. That said, this is kind of their building style, and I think they do a very just charming job with it, building a lot of different like Karzani Matoran. I wish I could remember their name right now. I will plug them in the description if I can find any of their models, but suffice to say, one of the models that they had designed specifically used a gear armor piece on the back of its arm, and I fell in love with that piece because it looks so cool, and it also fits in perfectly with Bionicle, right? And so it's this little semicircular piece on the back of the arm with gear teeth on it. Very simple. And I saw this axe here, and I was like, well, this could work for that, right? And actually, if I take a step back for a second, I look at all of the different part slots that I have available. One of those slots is for a pirate ship wheel piece, and I thought to myself, well, this is going to be a singular piece that can be used as a shield if you want, or that can be tacked onto the pirate ship, right, as a decorative piece. I don't imagine it's going to turn or steer anything, but maybe it activates a function, who knows. But I thought to myself, why make it one piece? We have the Snowflake Shield from the Metis set all the way back in 2009, which is 2 pieces, a semicircle. And I thought to myself, well, I could make something like that, but instead of making it a semicircle, what about making it a third of a circle? So I'm going to take you over into Paint really quick, a thing I did not get set up for this video, but I should have, and show you very quickly. I guess I'm not, because OBS is not, there we go. Okay, this, very simple, right? This is just 1/3 of a circle, nothing fancy going on here. If I open it up, you can see the other 2 halves. But the important thing about this is each of these little channels that goes up the side of it here, and I'm going to use a different thing that's more cursor-like, but they go up the side here, would be an axle hole, meaning that this does not have a sharp edge on it, at least not at these points. These would be blunt. So it's kind of like an axe hammer thing, and I like the concept. And so I figure using axle holes here would allow me to plug in different items, right? And so I designed a spearhead to go with it. I don't have this mocked up yet on the computer here, but it's a very simple piece based on like a Nexonite spear, nothing fancy going on with it. And then I also designed a snowflake spear piece, because if you see here, there are 4 of those axle slot channels, whatever you want to call these, right? And so 4 of them per 1/3 shield, 4 times 3, 12. Got it, right? You cut that number in half, you get 6. 6 is the number of spikes on a snowflake. All right, you kind of see where I'm going with this. So the idea is that this could be turned into a larger snowflake shield, larger than the Metis version, of course, or it could obviously be paired with those snowflake pieces as a spear, right? Because the snowflakes themselves can make a spear. And then these could also be turned into fan weapons, like over the knuckle fan. It's nothing fancy going on there. I think that that is a very popular weapon, and especially in a lot of like Japanese culture, fantasy worlds, anime and elsewhere, of course. And then combining 3 of them into like a parasol weapon. So there's a lot going on here. And what I like about this even further too is that I can mess around with this and get sort of like a gear shaped dragon wing out of it, I think, too. That would be a little bit more difficult, but I think I can do it. And also, I could use this piece as the crown for the back of my Triceratops, my bestial Triceratops, right? That I think is really cool. So it's a super useful weapon piece, whatever, because it becomes so many different things. And surely I forgot some stuff here. But the point of this is, thought to myself, if I get this, obviously it's something that I'm going to want to make a video on. I don't know if I would make a video of actually building it, because I think there's a lot of pieces here. It would take hours for sure. I read somebody said they took like well over a day to make one of these, because they're small pieces and there's a lot. Maybe it's something I can try streaming. Now, I don't think I would finish it on stream either, but it's worth a shot, right? So hopefully after it gets here and I have a little bit more set up here in this room, I have a little station over there to work in, maybe there's a point in the future where we actually get to stream some of this stuff. Not just streaming builds, but other projects as well. And so I thought to myself, well, if I have this build here, and that head looks incredible, we could take a look at some of the other head pieces too, because it's not the only one. As I mentioned, it is a Triceratops, it is a Stegosaurus build here, and then this T-Rex. Very simple, right? So that's all pretty self-explanatory. There's other things you can do with it as well, of course, but it's too small to modify any of these pieces to work with Bionicle. Like I said, this is like at most 4 inches tall. However, these pieces could be 3D modeled and scaled, and that would be pretty cool. Or B, there is a method for resin casting where you can actually shrink or expand molds. It is difficult, and it is not a one-to-one sort of project, because it's literally a chemical thing. So you are going to lose some details. Things are going to become exaggerated, but it could be fun to test. So maybe we'll try that as well. It'd be brand new. I have not done it before, and it is something that takes a decent amount of time, but why not try, you know? So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, let me know your thoughts. If you have experience with model building kits or with this brand specifically, again, that is Number 57, and this one here is R Fossil. Apparently, like, they make and design all of their own characters, so it's all like unique stuff. They're not ripping, as far as I've heard anyway, they're not ripping off from anybody, and that's cool. I can really appreciate that. But suffice to say, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, you can always join the conversation over on Discord, Instagram, or if you want to support the channel, get some perks, and maybe help my wallet recover from this purchase, then you can check out the Patreon, where you can get some bonus perks, I guess. And that's in the description as well. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. I guess subscribe. Sure. Later.